Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 3 of our January 2025 release. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's brand new Street Lamp Dies Valentine add-ons, the brand new Jaded Blossom Gnome Dies Animal add-ons, the new Lover's Lane stamp set, the new Wild Valentine stamp set, the new Valentine Embellishment Cluster Dies, Jaded Blossom's Rainbow Dies, their So Many Birthdays 2 stamp set and outline dies, the Gnome Dies Mermaid add-ons, Jaded Blossom's Spring Dies, Gnome Dies Birthday add-ons, Girl Gnome Dies, and lastly, the Street Lamp Die set from Jaded Blossom. And I did put together this adorable little Minnie Mouse on the Gnome Dies Animal Add-ons assembly video, so check that out. So I also used the P13 Stamping Pad Skin Tones and Odds and Ends Fun at the Park from Doodlebug, the Fun at the Park 6-inch pad, and 12-inch paper line from Doodlebug. So first I have an A2 size card base cut at 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches with my Martha Stewart scoreboard and my Teflon bone folder. And I cut a piece of the 12-inch paper line from Doodlebug, Fun at the Park, down to 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card front. And I'm going to add that to my card front with some ATG tape. Ignore the scratches on my hand. I've been de-Christmasing, and no, it's not our adorable cat, Sammy. He keeps his murder mittens, his claws not out. So he's not a scratcher, but boy, taking those Christmas trees down, my arms are a mess. And my hands, so that's what all the scratches are about. So now I'm adding a 1-inch strip of like theme park looking paper to the inside from Doodlebug, and that is from the 6-inch paper line. There we go. And I've got a couple of the odds and ends from that Fun at the Park collection from Doodlebug. And I'm going to add those to the inside of my card just for fun with some Bearly Art Glue and my reverse tweezers. Kind of fun, right? It's got a little face. And then I'm going to add this Minnie Mouse bow to kind of match what I've got going on the outside. It's kind of a thing that I do. Just trying to decide what I'm going to do. And there it is. So super cute stuff. Now I'm going to stamp a couple sentiments on the inside. And I'm using my Misty and a Misty corner to get it straight. So I'm going to use the word Happy Birthday, and I'm going to show you how I mess this up and show you how I fix it. Okay, so I'm using my Misty here and this Misty corner to line up this Happy Birthday sentiment from the So Many Birthdays 2. But I'm going to now line up a second sentiment, and that is from the brand new Wild Valentine stamp set. So it says, "You are the micest friend. Happy birthday" is what it's going to say. So that's the great thing about Misty corners and Misty, right? So I'm going to stamp, and of course I decide to stamp it one more time just to get a better image, and then if there isn't a hair on that happy birthday, and I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see, there's a hair. So I've decided I'm going to restamp, I've removed the hair, I'm going to restamp that sentiment onto some patterned paper from Doodlebug's Fun at the Park 6-inch pad. There we go. And then I'm going to cut it out with the outline die and use it to cover up the mistake I made. So now I'm going to stamp a sentiment from that brand new Lover's Lane, and it's just going to say hello. So I cut the die out using Paper Ink white cardstock. There we go. And then I'm going to line it up using my Misty and stamp in that same VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. And this is going to go on that Street Lamp die, just so there's a sentiment on the front of this card. So we're going to stamp hello. And just remember, you want to not press too hard. And I'm going to put it off to the side to dry. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my outline dies to cut out that happy birthday so we can cover up my boo-boo on the inside of my card. Right? So I'm going to line that up. Now, all my die cutting today was done with, I'm using my Anna Griffin, Mini Empress right now. but Anna Griffin Empress machines. And I'm working on a Stampin' Up! Pad, all the things that I normally do. So I'm just going to line that up and run it through, and there we go. Perfectly lined up happy birthday, and now I can fix my boo-boo. That's the nice thing about those outline dies, right? You don't need them until you need them. So now I am just going to glue this down over top, and no one will know that I messed up, right? So I'm just going to line that up. It's fun, it pops, and no one knows that I've got a boo-boo behind there. I'm pulling out my Sakura black glaze pen, and I'm just going to add some shine and dimension to the eyes on this lamppost. And then I'm going to use my Sakura Jelly Roll pen in white in a number 10 to color in the highlight on this lamppost. And give it some freckles, because why not, right? And a few little other highlights, because, makes it a little bit more special. But remember, you're going to want to put that off to the side to dry, just so nothing smears. Okay, so now I'm going to put together this street lamp, cut out of American Crafts black cardstock here. So these are the two pieces from the original street lamp dies. And then the rest of it is from the new Street Lamp Dies Valentine add-ons. Okay, so I cut all of this out of American Crafts black cardstock, and I'm going to layer it up using my, using my Barely Art glue and my reverse tweezers. Now I cut the center red heart out of Papertrey Ink Pure Poppy cardstock. I always say it's my favorite red. And now I'm going to stick together this lamppost. I also forgot to mention that I did use Echo Park's Magical Adventure 6-inch pad for that polka dot dress that little, Minnie Mouse gnome is wearing. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, so I thought I would bring that up. Okay, I'm going to add the little sign feature onto this light first. And that's cut out of that same American Crafts black cardstock. And then I'll line up the top of this little lantern or street lamp or whatever you want to call it. And I'll line that up. And I do weight it down with an acrylic block once everything's stuck down. I'm going to add my little hello sign. Remember that you can have this little sign feature, going to the left or going to the right of the card, depending on where it works out best. And I'm going to add these two little hanging pieces that you could probably skip, but I cut them out anyway out of that same American Crafts black cardstock. And I'm going to add that on with my reverse tweezers and that Barely Art glue, just making sure that they are straight, and then I will weight it down with my acrylic block. Next, I'm using Jada Blossom's Gnome Dies birthday add-ons, and I cut out the balloon out of American Crafts black cardstock, and then this pattern paper is from Doodlebug's Fun at the Park 6-inch pad. Then I've got my American Crafts black cardstock again for the string. So I'm just going to add that on as well. There we go. And I will weight that down with an acrylic block. Now I'm using that little head piece from that Mermaid Add-ons, no Mermaid Add-ons, and cut it out of that same paper. And I'm going to make this a Mickey balloon, right? So that's that's the only piece that I used from the Gnome Dies Mermaid Add-ons. If you have another little circle die that works, use that. There are probably other ones from Jada Blossom, but I had my gnome sitting on my desk. So that's why I, glanced through and found that piece. Okay, so next I'm just making sure this is scored flat. And now I'm going to add on some green grass. That is American Crafts green cardstock, cut with Jada Blossom's spring die. And I'm just kind of getting the lay of the land here, making sure everything fits where I want it to fit. Now you see that the little girl gnome was cut out of American Crafts yellow cardstock, P13 stamping pad skin tones, and American Crafts black cardstock, American Crafts white cardstock, and Doodlebug's Fun at the Park, and Echo Park's Magical Adventure. So I know that's a lot of things, but remember, everything's always listed over on my blog. So you saw I did some trimming with that little hand because I had it's going in the opposite direction. So I wanted to trim it down so when I add the hand, it nothing pokes out from behind the hand. Next, I'm adding on these 2 clouds that were cut from Paper Tray Ink white cardstock, and those are from Jada Blossom's rainbow dies, and I love these clouds. They kind of look like cartoon clouds, right? Puffy and fun. I'm just adding 2. There we go. Then I will add my grass to the bottom, and I'm just going to use my ATG tape to do that. And I'm going to line that up right across the bottom of the card. I'm not going to leave the border. There we go. And then I will trim off that overhang with a pair of scissors. So this is a really easy scenic card, I find anyway. And now we have our cute little mouse. We've got our little lantern. We are going, or I keep calling it a lantern, our street lamp. I'm just going to add my Barely Art glue to the back of this one and get it in place. And I do want to tuck it behind the grass a little bit. And of course, I have to kind of hold it off to the side so I could peel it up. But I'm just sort of tucking it under the grass because I want everything to fit in this scene. There we are. And I'm just going to make sure that sign is straight. And there is our little street lamp. And I will weight it down with an acrylic block. There. Next, we will have my little Minnie Mouse. And we're getting her in place with her little balloon. So I'm going to stick this piece down first onto the Minnie Mouse. It's going to cover up a bit of her bow. I'm not too worried about that. But I just wanted to get it down in place. There, and isn't she cute? So she's holding a little Mickey-shaped balloon. And I'm going to pop up a hand. So I cut it out of Paper Tray Ink white cardstock first, thinking we'll give Minnie Mouse white gloves, but I really didn't like the look of it. So I'm going to add another layer with the P13 Stamping Pad Skin Tones. There we go. And then that looked a lot better. I don't know why the white glove look didn't look great with this, but that's what I was originally thinking. Next, I'm going to stick this whole piece down together as one piece with some ATG tape. So this is a pretty flat card, although remember there are some things that were already popped up. Remember, you can watch me put together that Minnie Mouse on the new Gnome Dies Animal Add-ons assembly video. So remember, the nose is popped up, the hand is popped up, and the feet are popped up, right? So there is a little bit of dimension already going on this card. So I just wanted to make sure it was in place. And there is the cute design. Next, I'm going to pull out the brand new, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to add some highlights with the Secure White Jelly Roll pen in a number 10. And I'll add a few on this street lamp as well, since I have it out. There we go. And now I'm pulling out the brand new Valentine Embellishment Cluster dies. So what I did was I cut the 3 sizes of hearts using pure poppy cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. Like I always say, my favorite red. And I'm just going to add those all in place with my embellishment wand and some Barely Art glue, kind of in like visual triangles, you know, and an odd number. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jada Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, the Jada Blossom store, to get your hands on these products. And thanks as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure to come back tomorrow. Bye, everybody.